This 17-year-old is dominating the AAUC, racking up hundreds of thousands of followers, and is well on his way to making the NBA. This 17-year-old is dominating the AAUC, racking up hundreds of thousands of followers, and is well on his way to making the NBA. This 17-year-old is dominating the... is dominating the AAUC, racking up hundreds of thousands of followers, and is well on his way to making the NBA. All with one arm. This is Hansel Emmanuel, the one-armed kid NBA players fear. See, Hansel's story starts in 2004, when he was born in Los Minas, Santo Domingo. This is one of the most dangerous slums in the Dominican Republic. And if life wasn't already hard enough, things got a whole lot worse in 2009, when Hansel was just 6 years old. One day after school, he was playing outside and decided to climb an old brick wall, when all of a sudden, it collapsed on his left arm, leaving him trapped and helpless for over 2 hours. And by the time help could arrive, Hansel was unconscious and barely clinging on to life. So he was rushed to a local hospital, where doctors discovered that every nerve in his arm was completely destroyed, leaving them with only one solution: amputation. And the very next day, Hansel woke up from surgery a completely different kid. But despite his new condition, one thing remained the same: Hansel's love for the game of basketball. See, basketball was the one thing that made Hansel happy. It gave him purpose, and he fell in love with the sport so much that he told himself one day he'd make it to the NBA. Problem was, the kid sucked, and he had one arm now. Everyone in Los Minas was doubting him. So, to prove the haters wrong, Hansel started practicing his game day and night, honing his craft for over 10 years. By 2019, 16-year-old Hansel started dominating the street ball scene. Step back threes, crossovers, windmill dunks. This kid had it all. But if Hansel was going to make it to the NBA, he needed to get their attention first. And what better way to do that than going viral? So in 2019, he started his first Instagram account and did what any teenager would do to get clout: go ham on the gram, posting workout pics, highlights from his games, even flexing his new Louis belt. And by August of 2019, our boy Hansel got his first viral post. This clip went viral, being shared by Overtime and Bleacher Report. Overnight, Hansel's highlights went from hundreds of views to hundreds of thousands. This is exactly what he needed to launch himself into the mainstream. So in 2020, with people desperate to hear about Hansel's story, he was invited by the Color Vision Network for his first ever TV interview, where he revealed to the world his dreams of playing in the NBA. And luckily, there was one guy watching that could help make that happen: Moises Michel. See, Moises was a longtime family friend of Hansel's, but most importantly, he had just gotten a job coaching high school basketball in Florida. So the next day, Moises reached out to Hansel and gave him a scholarship to play for the Life Christian Academy Lions. And with this, Hansel went to La Isabela International Airport and boarded the first flight to America. This was the biggest opportunity in Hansel's entire life. If he could prove himself against actual NBA prospects in America, he'd have a real shot at joining the NBA. But as soon as Hansel stepped foot in the US, he was hit with a wall of doubt. this time from his own teammates. See, in January of 2021, Hansel showed up to his first practice at Life Christian Academy, and aside from Coach Moises, no one knew who Hansel was. They just saw him as this foreign kid who only had one arm. So they overlooked Hansel, thinking he didn't have what it took to be a great basketball player. And at first, it seemed like they were right. The team was doing a drill where if a player missed a shot, they were forced to do push-ups. And Hansel missed his first layup, so the entire team thought he was done for, that he would just give up, walk off the court, and go home. But instead, Hansel dropped to the floor and silenced every doubter in that gym.
And he do 20 push-ups one hand.
What did you think in that moment?
He changed everybody with those 20 push-ups. My coaches, my players, they all was like, oh, I want to be better.
These 20 push-ups earned Hansel the respect of the entire Lions team. And from this day forward, he not only became the heart and soul of the Life Christian Academy, but he also started dominating on the court, averaging 26 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, and 3 steals per game, all while leading Life Christian Academy to a Florida State championship. And with this kind of success, Hansel earned himself an even greater opportunity. He was recruited to play against NBA caliber prospects for one of the top AAU teams in the entire country, SOH Elite. So Hansel was officially one step closer to achieving his dream. And now, it was do or die. Because if he couldn't dominate on a national stage, everyone would think he just isn't skilled enough, and he'd never make it to the NBA. So Hansel showed up to his very first AAU game with the weight of the world on his shoulders. And what did he do? Well,
got a lot of shot. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Take it from me, must be out your mind. Lot of strength. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pride.
Hansel ended up scoring 12 straight points in just 40 seconds, leading the SOH Elite to a comeback victory in his first game. And from this point on, Hansel was unstoppable, performing at such a high level that just a few months later, he was selected to play in the AAU's All-Star Tournament, where the best of the best in high school basketball compete for a national championship. And it was at this point that Hansel started going mainstream. I'm talking ESPN articles, appearances on Ball's Life, shoutouts from Shaquille O'Neal. The dude even had his own documentary air during halftime of the 2021 NBA Finals. This kid's name was being echoed across the world. But hold up, let's be honest for a second. Hansel's famous now, and that's cool, but his dream wasn't to have millions of followers. His dream was to make it to the NBA. And there's just no way a one-armed kid can achieve a goal like that. Or at least, that's what Hansel was starting to believe. Because despite the high school offer, the AAU recruitment, and all of his popularity, there was still one more thing he needed to continue his basketball journey and make it to the NBA. A Division I college scholarship. Because if he didn't play against college competition, scouts would never see him as NBA material. And as he looked around and saw other players throughout the country finally get their scholarship offers, Hansel had none. So it seemed like his NBA dreams were dead. Until August 12th, 2021, when Hansel got a letter in the mail that would change his life forever. It was his first Division I scholarship offer to play college basketball at Tennessee State University, guaranteeing himself a spot to play at the highest level of the NCAA. And following his D1 offer, Hansel got another life-changing opportunity, the chance to practice one-on-one with Kyrie Irving. So he's well on his way to achieving his dream of becoming the first ever one-armed player in NBA history. Damn. This kid is truly special. He's living, breathing proof that no matter who you are or what you're going through, you can achieve anything you set your mind to and do things that the world says is impossible. But our boy Hansel still got a lot to prove, because his journey to the NBA is just getting started.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Well, it's a big question, because so few have done it, and most have failed, as you know. Come out of high school to the pros.
It was just a challenge that was there.
Well, college would have been the challenge.
It would have been a challenge, but, you know, people say that you have the opportunity to go to the NBA and play against the greatest players in the world. That doesn't get you going. I don't think anything will.
What's it really feel like to put on the gold and purple?
Right, well, it feels great because there's just so much pride, behind the uniform and the legacy that's behind the uniform. I remember growing up and seeing Irvin Johnson coming to the NBA with the LA Lakers and winning all the championships, him and Mr. Scott and Worthy and so forth. And when I step on the court, you just feel so much pride to try to carry on the tradition, carry on the legacy that Mr. West and Chamberlain and the captain, they all had there, they all instilled there. So it's just so much pride in it. It's like a dream come true.
Kobe Bryant decided to take my talents to I have decided to skip college and take my talents to the NBA.
With the 13 13th pick in the 1996 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania. The coming out party for the high school kid, Kobe Bryant, meeting with the approval of that Charlotte man in attendance here. And Huey, this is a guy whose stock has risen every time he's tried out. People like this.
Everyone writing when he first came out, well, he's going to have to bulk up. This guy is 200 pounds. That's 6'6". He is an offensive whiz. He's very, very talented. He has all pro moves. And when you look at him, you're talking about a young man with range. He can go off the dribble. He can get his shot. And in every place that he worked out, nothing but range. No one talking about any shortness or a weakness in his game.
Jerry West told me today that greatness lies ahead for this young man. Thought he was going to be absolutely fantastic. I recruited him out of high school and skipping college into a very physical game.
All he did was average 31 points a game his senior year. His team won the state title with 31 wins and 3 losses. And he eclipsed the scoring mark of Will Chamberlain. This kid has got it all.
He can impact it, and I think what you like best about him, everyone says that he makes everyone else around him a better player. And he's a winning style guy. We realize that there's a lot to overcome when you come right out of high school, but if anyone has a good chance, this young man is blessed with outstanding offensive skills.
What was it like for the tryouts? What did you learn?
Well, I learned that you have to work hard and you have to approach the game with a serious mindset. There's a step up from high school, and I understand that. So therefore, every time I step on a basketball court, I'm going to put a strong effort out there on the floor. I'm not going to leave anything off the floor.
You got the grades, you got the scores to go to college. Why the NBA?
It's the ultimate challenge. You know, if I was 40 years old and I'm sitting back and I'm looking back at my career, if I went to college and played in the NBA, maybe I had a great career, maybe not. But I'm still having that down in my mind. Could I have answered that challenge? Could I have responded to the challenge of the NBA? And that's something that I didn't want to have on my shoulders, so I just really accepted it.
He's going to wear number 8. Kobe, this is for you. And also a hat.
I used to watch Magic Johnson bring the ball up the court, and I used to envision myself, in the hallways at the house, knocking down lamps and, creating all kinds of chaos in the house, and thinking that I'm Magic Johnson. Just like a dream come true.
Straight out of high school, he's been a catalyst for the team and a favorite with advertisers and fans. Charlie Rose met him in 2001 when the Lakers were going for their second straight title.
Show me a trademark Kobe shot.
Trademark Kobe shot?
Yeah, what's a signature shot? Kobe has the ball. The offense is set up, but he's going to take the shot. What's a signature shot?
You can count this move every time.
All right, tell me which one we can get. Yeah.
That's the kind of play that is serving Kobe Bryant and his Los Angeles Lakers very well. He's one of the game's most dominant players, and for good reason.
I love playing basketball. There's nothing like it.
What is it?
This is the ball when it bounces, the sound that it makes, the smell of the basketball, the nets when you shoot the ball and it goes right through the net, the sneakers as they squeak on the wood, the strategies, the competition, the camaraderie, the fans. It's just go on and on and on.
I take you to this scene. 20 seconds left to go. You're down by 1. You want the ball. You want to take the last shot.
Absolutely. I'm not afraid to fail. And I just love it. It's just an adrenaline rush. Everybody in the crowd stands up and everybody's waiting to see if you're going to make the shot, if you're going to lose the game or you're going to win the game. It's an unbelievable rush. Sorry, I just got lost for a second.
Kobe Bryant was a different kind of kid with a different kind of upbringing. He spent most of his childhood in Italy, where his father played after leaving the NBA. The Bryant family spent the next 8 seasons there.
I started first grade over there, in Italian school. I was 6, my sister was 7, my older sister was 8.
What influence do you think it had on you?
I think it made me more mature. You know, we had to grow up a lot faster. I think it brought us closer together as a family. Because us moving out there into a whole other world, we didn't speak the language, we didn't know anybody. We had to bond with one another, more so than anything.
He also continued to bond with basketball, but without the competition found at American playgrounds and schools. His family came back to Philadelphia every summer, and he learned quickly what he was missing.
So I come back to America in the summertime and play in the summer league, and I don't score a point the whole summer.
Not 1 point the entire summer?
Not 1 point. Not a free throw, not a layup, not a steal, nothing. 0 points the whole summer. And my father came up to me afterwards, he gave me a hug and said, son, don't worry about that. We're going to love you. You scored 0 or 50. You know? And I just remember thinking, thank you.
When Bryant's father retired from the game, the family came back to the United States for good. After a stellar high school career, Kobe Bryant skipped college and went directly to the NBA. Today, 5 years later, he continues to defy expectations. Unlike a lot of players, he prefers practice to partying. When he isn't practicing, he's working out. When he isn't working out, he's studying game tapes in his room. There's no time left for socializing with his teammates. A sore point, says his head coach at the Lakers, Phil Jackson.
Last year, I said to him, you know, some players came to me and said, you don't even want to go down the alley. You know, I'll bite to eat with them or go to a movie with them. You know, if you want to be a leader of these guys, you got to accommodate what they like and find a common niche.
He's had a hard time fitting in on the court, too. Since the start of his career, Kobe Bryant has been accused of not being a team player. When he takes control of a game away from the Lakers' other superstar, center Shaquille O'Neal, and plays too aggressively, the Lakers sometimes lose games they should have won. This season, Bryant could feel the chill on the court.
You just felt like something was amiss between you.
Something must be going on around here.
And what was it about?
Well, it was about me. It was about them thinking I was out for myself. I was being selfish. It was totally not the case.
He is without question one of the league's most talented players, but he has been criticized for poor shot selection and not playing a team game. Peter spoke with the Lakers phenom.
It's a tough situation because we all want to win. And Kurt, he wants his players there on practice. He wants them there every day. He wants them there on time. We have practice at 11. He wants you there at 11 o'clock sharp, ready to go. It doesn't mean 11:05.
Actually, probably wants you there 11:15.
Exactly. He wants you there warmed up and ready. He wants you to just be ready to go full out at 11 o'clock. He doesn't want anybody to disobey that. And especially with a couple losses that we've had, the playoffs right around the corner, he's fed up.
Considering that some of the shots he takes at this stage of his career are...
did you have to do today?
Huh?
What work?
Let me show you.
Huh?
Let me show you.
You looked on your email?
What?
You looked on your portal to see what your work was?
Yeah.
And you did?
Yeah.
So that's all you have to do if you miss days is look on that portal?
Yeah, I just gotta look on there because it's
So how
all.
come you was never doing that before?
I told you I never knew how to log in on my phone when I got
So
home.
now you know, right?
Yeah. Now I know.
You can log in from the computer too?
No, because I have to have my. You can't make a new user.
Oh, you gotta have your password?
Yeah, and you have to make a new user, and that computer can't make you new users.
So you could have been passing all this time, especially that week that you were out.
Yeah, but I didn't have the thing. I'm gonna grab that chair. Ugh. I just never had the app, and I never knew how to log in.
You ain't gonna be on there. It's about to be 11. You about to get ready to get off that.
Yep.
You got 30 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, go Friday. Maybe you can get back on. But I gotta go to Stockton tomorrow. Try and get it back on tomorrow.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, how long you going to Stockton for? How long you going to Stockton for?
I'm back on Thursday morning.
Okay.
Look at all these clothes in here. It's not stuff, but why you got all these jerseys in here? You need to clean up in here. You got stuff all over here, Pop.
Gas moving in. Grab that, will ya? You outmaneuvered the enemy trackers. Clever sneaks. Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Target appears hostile.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone highlighted. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
They've got me targeted.
Enemy soldier nearby.
One down. Copy targets.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. Fire sale is active. Buy station costs are adjusted.
They're shooting me!
Enemy UAV active. Enemy UAV active. Enemy advanced UAV overhead. Enemy soldier nearby. Prices are back to normal.
Targeting an enemy. Forget that. Grab those small cal rounds.
Troops in contact.
Remain. You could have lasted longer. Learn from the loss and come back stronger. Practice while you can. You'll be entering the field in a bit. Enemy dropping into the AO. Dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Shit, I'm in their sights. Shit, I'm in their sights.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
Negative. Cancel that. Scavenger contract marked.
Battle Royale. All right, soldier. Mark a drop point for your team. Be advised, gas is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone. Enemy dropping into the AO. Hunt the enemies before they hunt you. Supply box marked. Secure the goods.
Receiving hostile fire.
Enemy cluster strike. Watch your heads.
One down. Got a lethal grenade here.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemy UAV active.
Fighting fit.
On your tail. You made the top 25. Nearly there. Enemy UAV active.
Good cash here.
Is the stand deployed?
That cash is ours.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
I will need body armor.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Target appears hostile.
Friendly loadout drop on the way. Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. Enemy soldier nearby.
Taking fire! Throwing thermite. All friendly. Safe zone.
Receiving on. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Precision airstrike incoming. Supply box ready for pickup.
I've got this.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. Fire station costs are adjusted. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enemy UAV active.
Under hostile fire.
Enemy dropping.
Under hostile fire.
Cut! Stand up!
Bollocks. I'm bleeding.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Under hostile fire.
Ten remaining. Keep fighting. Less than 10, we're still standing. Learn from the loss and come back stronger.